saying we're looking for exact numbers rather than close to numbers. Let's write the equation that we're going to start talking about, which is 73 plus 24. Before I do that, let's estimate what our total should be about. Bryce, can you give me a friendly number for 73? Sure. Emma, can you give me a friendly number for 24? 20. 20. 25 would work too. We don't normally stop at those benchmark numbers, but that would work. So my new about answer is 70 plus 20. What is 70 plus 20? You can skip count on by 10. So 70. What's my next 10? 80. 90. Liam, what is 70 plus 20? 90. So I know my answer should be around 90. Right, and if I'm looking at my numbers, I see that I went down each time. So that tells me my answer is probably going to be bigger than 90 when I'm doing exact math. Does that make sense? Yes? No? I do not like writing equations across. I will in here because typing is different. But I would rather you stack your equations vertically. It is there's a lot of perks to it. So if you've written your equation horizontally, I want you to rewrite it underneath vertically. And that means you are stacking and lining up your ones on top of your ones, your tens on top of your tens. Some of you may already know how to add this way. This is called the standard algorithm. This is how the majority of adults add.
I see you add like this before.
Yep.
Many times.
Before we can add like that, though, we need to understand what's actually happening. Because this tends to look a little magical, and I need you to know that it's not magic. There's some actual math happening. Next to the 73, I want you to draw an arrow. Think about what makes up that 73. What's inside of it? Not a trick question. Scarlett? Be more specific. Yes, you're not wrong, but be a little bit more specific. For instance, if I had you pull this out of your math kit, what would you do? 7 tens. Awesome. Let's go ahead and draw that. I'm going to draw my tens rods as just lines. So I'm going to draw my 7 tens rods as if I was using base 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then next to those 7 tens rods, I'm going to put little circles, and those are going to represent my ones. Perfect. Let's do the same thing with 24. Draw your arrow. How many base 10 pieces, which base 10 pieces am I going to get out? Arabella? To what? They're all base 10 blocks. Which one? How are we going to make 24? and get them out. Get your math kits. Get them out. Easton, what do I need?
You need 2 10 rods and 4 ones.
I need 2 10 rods. I'm going to draw that on my board next to 24. And then I need my 4 dots because those represent my ones. I'm going to circle all my ones in my notebook. You do that too. Circle all your ones on your notebook.
I don't have any.
How many total ones are there? Bailey? Nope. Arwen? 7. Can I put the digit 7 in the ones place?
Yes.
Yes, I can. That makes sense. I can put a digit 7 in the ones place. That's fine. How many tens rods do I now have? I'm adding them all together. Eliana? 9. What number did I make? Miranda? 97. Because I had 9 tens. That 9 does not just mean 9. It means 90. Underneath, where you have your stacked equation, you're going to write 97. Now, a lot of you are looking at me like, Miss Miller, this is second grade stuff. And that's fine. If you feel like you already know what to do, that's awesome. You should kind of already know what to do for this. But I need to make sure everybody knows, so that when we start moving faster, we're all on the same page. Easy peasy? All right. I want you to do this one, not in your notebook, just with base 10 pieces. Alright, when we did 142, you should have drawn one big square. Why? What is that one big square? Brayden, you should be done by now. Eliana, what is that one big square? That is that 100. Then 4 tens rods. That comes from my digit 4. And then 2 ones. When we added 56, did I have any big squares? No, because I didn't have any hundreds. I had a 5 in my tens place, which means 5 tens rods, and then 6 ones. When I add them together, how many ones did I get? Arwen?
8.
8. Can 8 fit in the ones place?
Yes.
Yeah. I have 4 tens rods and 5 tens rods. How many tens rods do I have, Scarlett? 9. And then what? Brayden, and then what? And then what? Yeah, I only have 100. So 100 plus no hundreds is still 100. My sum for my answer is 198. Give me a thumbs up on how you feel about adding with base 10 pieces. Thumbs up means I can do it all by myself. Thumbs in the middle, I might need some help. Thumbs down, I have no idea what I'm doing. So show me how confident you are. Dominic, there's no reason for you to be looking around the room. Alright, I figured most of you already knew how to do this. So we're going to shortcut this, because this takes forever. Okay? Put all your base 10 pieces back in your math kit. I'm going to show you the shortcuts. When we're using base 10 pieces, they're going to look like those shapes we just used. Do you remember expanded form? Yeah. Does that look like squares and tens rods and ones dots?
No.
No. So how are they equal? How are these things equal? How is base 10 pieces equal to expanded form? They look totally different. Lucy, what do you think? They are the same value, aka they're worth the same amount. Base 10 pieces are numbers that are in picture form, right? If you're drawing squares and tens rods. Expanded form is the same value, but it's in number form. So I'm going to show you how we're going to be adding, again, should be review, using that expanded form. So if you would please write that equation stacked. It says 37 plus 81. Go ahead and write that equation stacked vertically. Make sure that you take care in lining up your ones and your tens. That will make it a lot easier. Now last time we drew an arrow. We're going to do the same thing, draw an arrow from 37. But instead of drawing those pictures, we're now going to just write the numerical worth. What those numbers really mean. So if I were to dissect the number 37 and write it in expanded form, what would that look like? Grace? Perfect. 30 plus 7. So all I'm doing is stretching that number out. This is the same value as if I got 3 tens rods and 7 ones. I just am now doing a shorter version. Let's do the same thing with 81. Draw your arrow. What's the expanded form of 81, Dominic?
80 plus 1.
Notice even in expanded form, Brayden, I take the time to line up my ones, my plus signs, and my tens. That's going to make it easier to solve. Seven ones plus 1 1 gives me a total of how many ones? Really?
8.
8. Can 8 fit in the ones place?
Yes.
Why do I keep asking that question? Scarlett? I want to make sure we don't have to make a trade. So let's look at 30 plus 80. What is 30 plus 80? Count on by your tens, Miranda. William?
110.
110. Can I squish 110 in the tens place?
No.
No, so what has to happen is I need to make a trade. If I were to lay out 11 tens rods, which is worth 110, can I trade that for something else?
Yes.
Dominic, what can I trade that?
Oh, for a 10.
Not for a 10.
Or
For 100. So if I had all my tens rods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whew, and I take 10 of them, and I go to the bank, they'll give me 100.
You're just exchanging.
I'm
You're
exchanging.
going to have the same amount of money. You're just
It's
the same value.
same value, yes.
Oh.
However, now I know that this 100 cannot go in my 10th place. Hundreds don't go in 10th places.
They go in hundreds places.
They go in hundreds places.
That's why they're...
But wait, what about this guy? He got left.
He got back to 100.
Where is he gonna go? Scarlett? Yeah, he's my leftover 10. 110, aka 10. Now I can move to the hundreds place. I now have 100. Remember, we made this trade. So this becomes 100 plus 10 plus 8.
118.
How do I switch that back to a regular number? Because I don't say 100 plus 10 plus 8. What is that as a standard number? Gavin?
118.
118. Pretty cool. Way faster. Way less drawing. Let's do another one. If you are feeling comfortable in your ability to do expanded form, you may totally do this in expanded form on your own. If you want to wait for me, that's fine. I want you to try on your own, and then we'll go over it together. Start with it stacked. 456 plus 43. Take care to align your ones, your tens, and your hundreds. We need to make a trade. Now, a quick thing about language. Some of your parents, when you start doing this, are going to use the word borrowing. Borrowing is just not the right word. When you borrow something, you give it back. Are you giving anything back? No. So honestly, a trade would be a better word, or even steal. You're stealing. So when your parents use the term borrowing, they're trying to talk about make a trade. They're just not using the right language. Alright, let's start at my ones because we just wrote down how important that was. Write in 6 ones plus 3 ones gives us a total of how many? 9. Can 9 fit in the ones place? Yes, good. No trade needed. I'm going to go ahead and put my plus sign because I'm still working in that expanded form. 50 plus 40. What is 50 plus 40? If you don't know, skip count on, adding on, but by your tens. Arwen? 90. 90 can fit in the tens place, right? Yeah. I don't need to make a trade. Sweet. Bailey, 400 plus 0 is how much? 400. If you didn't write your zeros, it would still be 400 plus nothing. How do I put this back in standard form as a standard number? Emma? 490.